Thank you and welcome back. Please settle down. Thank you. Appreciate that. Our next presentation is going to be from 4 CMS providers. They are all nonprofit CMS providers, and you're familiar with them. We're going to bring them up 2 at a time. Our first presenter will be Bruce Marks, who is the CEO of NACA. And our second presenter is Donna Talley, who's the Senior Director of a whole lot of stuff: Sustainable Business Initiative, Salesforce, Customer Service at NeighborWorks America. And Bruce's title is a lot easier, CEO. So let's start with Bruce Marks, who's going to tell us about the link system and some of the advantages of that for your CMS needs.
Hey, everybody. So the slides, are they going to show the slides, or how are we doing that?
Here we go.
Okay, sounds great. So it's a little hard to talk about links. So I'm going to be a little over the place on this. So this was built over the past 25 years. So we used links now. It's a web-based, paperless system. And we use it for our 650 staff people around the country in our 50 offices. So what you can see with links is that it is a paperless, web-based system. It is comprehensive. Most importantly, it's a workflow system. It's a workflow system for pre-purchase counseling. And then we do it for a lot more for the mortgage and for post-counseling and all of that. There's a few other components that go with links, and that is, I'm told to sit up, so let me do that. So we also set up for the clients what's called a web file. So a lot of what we want is we want the clients to put in a lot of the data, because we want the counselors to be able to counsel and not be basically administrative, do a lot of administrative work. So it's the web-based, the web file where the client puts in the information, they upload their documents, and they will put the data in at the same time. The other thing that we do is we have set up portals for really the lenders, government entities. So when we get grants, they also upload their information and they can see the client information as well. So our job is so that the counselor can actually counsel and not spend a significant amount of time doing data inputting and doing the administrative work. So I'm going to go through a few things. Web-based, it is in the cloud for the stuff that you'll be doing. It is secure. You have your own data. We don't access your data for your clients. So all that piece, and we have state-of-the-art security that we do on that. Paperless process. We pull the credit report. We do the tri-merge. We actually, in our counseling, we don't look at the credit score. We do the tri-merge credit report on that piece, and so that people can put an explanation in for the payments that they control. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about the reporting. The reporting is very easy. We've done that for a long time. Okay, I'm supposed to. Okay, they're telling me how to talk on these things. It doesn't work that way. Okay. Where were we? So what we look at is that we want to, in the counseling piece, we want to make sure that people can look at the payments that they control, so there is an explanation that people can put in for that. At each step, you do an action plan, you do a comprehensive budget, narrative logs, and I'm going to start showing you some slides. Can I show the slides? Just this? Okay. Which one? Right here. This one? Okay. So all that stuff is stated there. You can see that. I've already gone through that. In terms of the integration with HCO and CMS, that's easy. You know, as we move forward, you just match the fields, and we have developers that will do that. Oh, by the way, it's free. And why is it free? Because we've worked really hard. Jerry and a lot of people from HUD have looked at our systems. They use our systems. They're impressed with our systems, all that. So one of the things they said, well, wouldn't it be nice if we were to provide this for other counseling agencies? So one of the things is that we've been a little critical of the counseling that's going on there, because we believe that counseling should be full doc counseling. So part of our system is that it's much more than just putting in the data. If you're putting in the income data, you got to verify that with documents, pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns. If you have funds, you have to document that, bank statements, all that piece of business. So this is full document counseling. When you have a budget and the expenses, you got to document those expenses. Full document counseling. So since we've built the system, why not provide it for other counseling agencies who are doing good works, but they don't have the tools to do full document counseling? Let me keep going. Okay, the 10 steps. I don't know whether you can read all the on the details, but you have it in your your material. We do this as a 10-step process. It's a workflow. So there's other good systems out there, but they're case management systems. This is a workflow counseling system that we have established. It's not necessarily the NACA workflow. It's what, the general parameters that HUD wants one to use to do comprehensive counseling, most importantly, to get someone ready at some point to get a mortgage. The end goal is to help people with their financial management and put them in a good position to access an affordable mortgage. So if you go through the workflow, you've got information, and we get all the household information, the demographics, all that data. Counseling. So we want to know at this point under number 2, what is the expectation of that client? 3, pay history. Pull up the credit report, look at the payments that they make. It shows you the history of the payments, and then you can put an explanation about if they were late, why they were late. Debts, same thing on the credit card, active debts. Rental, that's the most important piece. So we get, on the rental, we want to make sure that someone makes their payments on time, so we get the rental verifications out there. We have a system for getting that. Income, that's pretty self-explanatory. Again, the documents that are needed, funds, get bank accounts. Then you determine an affordable mortgage payment. And, you can, and what we do is that's based on their rent plus their regular savings pattern, and then you back down the limiting factor are your housing and debt ratios. You do the budget, it's a comprehensive budget, and then the pre-qualification. Okay, next slide. I can do next slide. Okay, yep. Okay, what else does it do? Frankly, it does everything. As good as it sounds, it's even better. I mean, you track people's, you track your staff's time, what they're doing in the system, because everything has to be in the system. There's no paper. When someone comes in and they bring in a document, that document is scanned in. We have a scanner that's right there. It's scanned in. But as opposed to it being lost, when someone scans in the document, either the counselor scans it in or the client does it through their web file, they have to input data. So you're matching the document with the data. And then if you're there in your counseling, you give back the document to your client. And it goes into the right spot. So if it's income, it goes into the pay stubs or the W-2s, whatever document you put in. If you're doing it through the web file, outside of the office, which you can do it by phone as well, any smartphone device. You can take a picture, you can do it by phone, you can do it on your laptop, anything like that. Then it goes into the right place in the system, and it alerts the counselor that there's a document there for them to review, for them to accept, and maybe put in additional information. The narratives, comprehensive narratives, as I said, the action plan on their next steps, shows the savings pattern. It has the qualification forms. You can customize that. The reports are extraordinary, where you can see it. So if you've got multiple sites, it's all in one system. You can see what your other players are doing out there on a counselor basis. When we put in our payments that HUD pays us, remember, we do over 30% of the counseling in the country. HUD doesn't pay us enough money, on that, but they give us a few bucks on that. We can track the time that someone's spending in each file. So it's actually, so we're tracking the exact minutes that they're working for each client. So, they're only paying us for the actual work that someone's doing. It's not a guessing game. It's in the system for that. That's just one of the aspects of that. I talked about the client portal. Next. We talk about it's in the cloud. It's, data migration, test environment, all that stuff. So I can get into all the minutiae. We have staff here. After the end, you can go and see it live. We'll show you the live system out there, and we'll provide it for free because, our goal is that we believe that through trial and error, we have recreated an outstanding system out there, and we want others to benefit from that because you guys do good work. But, if you had a system where you can do full document counseling so that the lenders out there want your clients, they want your clients because you've done all that work, that helps a lot more people, and that's our goal. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate that. Before we move on to Donna and NeighborWorks, I just want to introduce two other folks who have joined us on the panel. Paul Downing of HPN and Launchpad. Welcome, Paul. And Tiffany Yang from Grounded Solutions and Homekeeper. Welcome. Thank you for being here today. And now, Donna, you have the mic.
Good morning, everyone. So NeighborWorks America actually owns two tools. Some of you are familiar with, many of you, our Counselor Max tool. And we are also own a tool that is called NeighborWorks Compass. And I want to share with you some news about NeighborWorks Compass and what's coming to the industry. We've trademarked that name, NeighborWorks Compass, and it is actually a product that was built on the Salesforce App Exchange, actually on the Salesforce platform, and will be available to download and purchase via the Salesforce App Exchange. We will have a NeighborWorks store. You go to Salesforce App Exchange and can download and purchase this product in the spring of 2020. This product, NeighborWorks Compass, is a brand new tool, CMS tool. It's a modern tool. And it is built on a fourth generation product. We have a program at NeighborWorks America called the Sustainable Business Initiative. And 5 years ago, we started leveraging the Salesforce platform to build out and leverage technology to be a force multiplier for good. And so that product has been so successful in terms of helping counselors and educators help families achieve their goals and really get to scale in delivering services to exponential number of customers, that we are now in the process of adding more functionality to create a CMS that is new and modern for the industry. SBI Tech, which is now NeighborWorks Compass, already includes an end customer portal, a customer-facing portal. and we are, the end customer can actually create an account with your nonprofit so that you can engage in a high-touch way or a low-touch way depending on the preference of the customer. Customer creates an account with your nonprofit, is able to pay for services online, schedule their own appointments and classes, get additional resources, and get tasks assigned to them through their smartphone, which will remind them when the counselor has uploaded a document. So SBI Tech already contained many features that are relevant for housing counselors, and now we're adding more functionality and features to make it more robust as a CMS offered publicly to the entire industry. Our NeighborWorks Compass tool will eventually replace Counselor Max, that I believe currently has the largest market share. And our investment in Counselor Max will continue and be sustained. And we're adding new features to Counselor Max. And of course, it is HUD compliant. We continue to take new customers onto our Counselor Max tool, and they will be seamlessly, if they choose, they will be seamlessly converted to our new tool, NeighborWorks Compass. This gives you a visual of what a couple of the screens in NeighborWorks Compass. This shows how Compass looks on a cell phone. It's also on a smartphone. It's also compatible with a tablet, of course, or a laptop, so it is in the cloud, and it comes with Salesforce's world-class security. The picture on the left that you're seeing is this particular customer, Regina, has created a free account with the nonprofit, and it shows Regina her personalized dashboard based on the data that she's entered and her financial metrics. She gets a customized dashboard. She's able to see the task that the customer is assigned to her, and she'll get emails when those tasks are due and or when they are past due, so that customers will be automatically prompted to take the next steps that help them to progress toward homeownership. Talking about how we will go from Counselor Max to NeighborWorks Compass and the conversion to our new product. Important for you to know that we are not going to pull the rug out from under our Counselor Max users. We very much value the Counselor Max user base, and they will have 12 months notice for sunsetting, for when we sunset Counselor Max. But we will keep Counselor Max going and alive and well until such time that we have converted over our Counselor Max users to our new product. Counselor Max users will get seamless migration of legacy data over to our new product. We will provide technical support through the conversion journey, and the users will be able to customize and configure the new CMS to meet their local business needs, and we will provide support for that as well. We're going to use the Salesforce Trailhead function, which is the Salesforce online training system. It's gamified, meaning you get badges, and it's incentivized. The more you learn, the more badges you get. Our current support for our NeighborWorks Compass product, our current satisfaction rate is at 93%, and we intend to maintain that level of high customer service for our new product. We will be delivering multimodality training for onboarding so that when groups download the product and purchase the product, they can use it and begin using it right away through our comprehensive onboarding process. We'll be providing beginner, intermediate, and advanced learners opportunities for training, leveraging Salesforce Trailhead, webinar-based learning, and we'll be leveraging our training institute, NeighborWorks Training Institute, and place-based trainings to ensure that people who purchase and download this tool have the support, the training that they need to maximize the benefits of the tool. Some of the quick features of the tool are that it comes with an interactive customer portal already. The customer creates an account with a nonprofit, is able to pay for services online because we've integrated it with Stripe. They can schedule appointments and classes, and they can upload documents two ways. Counselors can upload documents to the account of the customer, and the customer can upload documents so that the counselor can see. We have customizable service lines, so the beauty of Salesforce is that you can actually customize and create fields and create workflows and functionality in Salesforce based on your unique business need. That's really why Salesforce is sort of taking over the industry. There's not an industry in the world that doesn't use it because it comes out of the box with such a high degree of customization. We will have comprehensive reporting capability, a bridge to HUD, of course, for your 9902 data, and Salesforce comes with a really dynamic ability to query all the data that's in the system to create customized reports. We are building now a dynamic budgeting tool and a dynamic action plan tool for NeighborWorks Compass, and we are going to integrate with other counselor-friendly tools. As an example, Fannie Mae's tool for desktop underwriting, and Freddie Mac is coming out with a new tool called Home Coach that is specifically for counselors, and we will be integrating with those tools as well. The rollout for NeighborWorks Compass looks like this. We'll be making an announcement in the industry about this very soon, like probably today. Pilot groups will begin testing the bridge that we're building to HUD in October. Our product will be launched in the spring to the entire industry. So whether you're a HUD housing counseling agency or not, whether you're a NeighborWorks organization or not, if you're doing housing counseling and education, you will be able to access this tool. This will be one tool for one price. We are negotiating with Salesforce to buy in bulk the license that support the customer-facing portal so we can make the tool available at an affordable price. I would encourage you to visit our booth after this session and stay tuned for more information. Now, I want to share something real important with you. Over in the booth area, we have a flyer that talks about Compass, the features, but most importantly, on the back of that flyer is a web page that probably is going to go live within the next few minutes, which it probably already is. At that web page, you will be able to see a lot of recent information about NeighborWorks Compass. Your frequently asked questions will be there, and you'll be able to hit a button and sign up to subscribe to an email group where regular updates about our new product will be going out, and you can also submit questions that you have, and we have a team of people monitoring that email account so that we can answer your questions. And now I want to make an announcement that I'm really excited about. NeighborWorks America is so excited to share with you that NeighborWorks America and the Housing Partnership Network has agreed to a letter of interest for NeighborWorks America to acquire the code and the customer base of HPN's system, Launchpad. Pending completion of our due diligence, HPN and NeighborWorks intend to enter into a purchase agreement. NeighborWorks will incorporate the elements of the Launchpad code, some of the elements, into our new NeighborWorks Compass tool. NeighborWorks Compass will be available to Launchpad customers in March 2020, with seamless transitions available to Launchpad customers until October 2020, which is when NeighborWorks America will take full responsibility for all of the Launchpad customers. We know that this announcement will prompt a number of questions and that there's great impact on the industry about this announcement. And I will promise you personally, on behalf of NeighborWorks America, we will get information to you, timely information, complete information, as we move forward in our relationship with HPN. I would highly recommend that you use the get a flyer, sign up to that email list so you can get regular updates, submit your questions, and we will certainly make sure that those get answered.
Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that, and especially that announcement. That was really interesting news for us. Seriously, it was. Our next presenter is Paul Downing from HPN and Launchpad. And Paul, I guess you'll have some more information for us about this.
Well,
NeighborWorks or as HPN now?
I am speaking as HPN. Obviously, we had to submit the slides to this for this convening about a month ago, and that was before that this transaction was agreed to. So again, as I would like to reiterate what Donna said, we know you'll have questions, and that information will be forthcoming as we develop, get through our due diligence period, and we work towards an agreement. In the meantime, I can quickly go through these, and just let everybody know, again, just like Compass, we're built on Salesforce. And we built it on Salesforce, as Donna was saying, for multiple reasons. One, Salesforce allows you to customize the program to your needs. It also provides you other functionality that you may use as a nonprofit as well, or as just an agency, or as a company. So we're a client management system. We were developed with national counseling sector partners like UNIDOS, Minnesota Homeownership, and Home Free USA, among others. It's flexible on the system, allows you to adapt to your organizational needs to meet new strategic goals, or as different needs come out, you can adapt the system to meet your needs. It's customizable reporting and program analysis, so you can build your own custom reports within the system as long as the canned ones that come with the system. And there's the high data security that comes with Salesforce to begin with. They're SOC 2 compliant, they're HIPAA compliant, they're FedRAMP compliant, so you automatically get all the security built in with Salesforce for your data. And just a few screenshots of Launchpad. As you can see, we start with building everything so it's easily to navigate through the system. When you have a client record open or a case record, you can see all the related items to that. So on the same page, you don't have to navigate to other places to get to other pieces of the program. So when you're in a client's window, you can see the cases that are associated with them. You can see the households that are associated with them. You can see the various information associated with different aspects. If you're in a household, you can see all the contacts in that household. If you're in a client, you can see all the cases and things associated with them. Customizable reporting and program analysis. So it comes with a bunch of canned reports in the system already. You can also develop your work plans for your clients, and as you develop those, you can print out the report, and you can actually have the client sign it, and then you can upload it into the system. You can also build reports as time goes on to analyze your data and how you're performing against different grants and funds and things like that. Streamlined 9902 reporting. We're a HUD-approved application, and you can basically submit your 9902 with the click of a button. It'll generate the report for you to verify the information before you submit it, and then submit it to HUD. And when you're submitting it, you'll also get your success or failure when you've submitted the report, so that you know if you have to resubmit. And before you submit it, you would have gotten the validation report to ensure if there was any elements you needed to correct before submitting your report to HUD. We have a robust training program. Currently we have, this was about a month ago, but currently we have over 12 course topics. We have over 450 people signed up for training. We have Spanish and English training, and we have dedicated support that you can contact to either walk you through the training or other aspects of the system. Again, I'd like to reiterate the announcement that Donna made, that we are very excited that we've agreed to the letter of intent to transfer the code and customers over to NeighborWorks' Compass system. And I know you'll have questions, and again, as time goes on, we'll be able to answer more and more of those questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Paul. And our next presenter is Tiffany Yang from Grounded Solutions and Homekeeper.
Great, thank you. Thanks for having me here, everyone at HUD and ICF. And I'm a little starstruck because we haven't actually met until right now, but you're like an Outlook celebrity in my inbox. And here you are at the same table as me. That's pretty exciting for me. So, sorry. I trust you'll let me know if my sound's coming through okay. Let me just jump into it and share a little bit more about Homekeeper. I'm the Homekeeper Program Director, came in from California last night. I work for Grounded Solutions Network, and I've been with Homekeeper since 2010 when we first started. My background is in affordable housing, city planning, community development, and over the last 9 years, I've become an accidental techie. I've really been working on developing the programs and solutions I wish I had when I was in previous jobs, building housing, running homeownership programs. So Homekeeper is a program of Grounded Solutions Network. Grounded Solutions is a national membership-based housing nonprofit. We're really focused on the idea of lasting affordability for generation after generation. So we work with community land trusts, inclusionary housing programs, anti-displacement efforts, anything related to shared equity, home ownership. My colleague Brandon is here too. He's actually based in DC. If you have any questions about our larger organization or anything that we do, feel free to ask him at our table next door. So Homekeeper is an app on the Salesforce App Exchange as well. Salesforce is an increasingly a platform of choice, as you've heard, and we're no different. We have currently over 95 organizations using Homekeeper since, oh, sure. I guess I don't have to lean. Thank you. It's like stuck to the table. Great, thanks. So since 2010, since 2012, when we actually launched on the App Exchange, so we serve a wide range of organizations, as you can see here, and of those, 27 of those organizations are actually also housing counseling agencies. So housing counseling agencies are just a subset of the larger user base that we have. So in terms of our selected features, Homekeeper does everything you would think it does. It doesn't do everything though, but it has the basics of a HUD CMS system, and you can certainly report to HUD and all that. So I actually just picked a few selected features for you. So first off, Homekeeper really is built for organizations that have multiple homeownership or housing programs, like maybe not just housing counseling. So if they have a down payment assistance program also, or a home buyer readiness program also, or Homekeeper really was built and intended to manage that level of complexity while allowing organizations to segment their data by programs or their properties by portfolio, et cetera. Secondly, we're really focused on what counselors need and what they need to know, and how, whether it's tracking their time or their minutes or their workshops or even just the trainings that they attend. We do cover that quite thoroughly. Third, as you've heard, Salesforce itself is a highly customizable platform. Homekeeper is no different. Users are really using it to fit their own intake or their own way of doing action plans or their own way of managing the layouts. So try and ease the transition by having it mirror some of your existing processes as opposed to prescribing a single template. Thanks to the benefits of the Salesforce platform. So we're also coordinated with several strategic partners, partly because we don't do everything. Over the years, we've developed really good relationships with a lot of great tech vendors as well as consultants. So just as an example, one of our newest ones is with a credit reporting agency. Not all of our users need that or want that in their system, but if they do, we have a vendor that's built an integration with Homekeeper. It's built on Salesforce. It does the tri-merge report and so forth. So that's just one example. We're also working on the Freddie Mac integration as well with their new system that they're building. So we do partner with others. And lastly, we're continuously updating Homekeeper to fix bugs or add new features, and we release a new version pretty much at least once a year. Our roadmap really is user-driven, so we focus on enhancements that a lot of our users want and ones that we think future users will also want. So for example, in our latest release, we worked with one of our users who's also a housing counseling agency to help them track custom languages, race, and ethnicity values that were really important to them. In the way that they were reporting actually to their intermediary national capacity. So they're allowing them to track those nuances while still reporting standard values to HUD. So that's just an example of a user-driven suggestion. So let me move on. In terms of stress-free HUD 9902 quarterly reporting, it exists. Homekeeper's been HUD approved to send quarterly reports directly to HCS, directly from Homekeeper, and we've been doing that since 2016. I don't know if Teresa's still here, but she's another celebrity I've never actually met in person. Thank you for all your help if you're out there. So we have a pretty robust Homekeeper support forums in terms of trainings and webinars. We do prioritize tickets that are related to quarterly reporting because we just know those are going to come in during certain weeks, and certainly a few weeks before the deadline for the folks that are scrambling to get you folks data, specific reports that the intermediaries may be asking that might be slightly different from what they're sending to HUD. So we do prioritize those ticket requests. We've also built in the flexibilities, so users are deciding what they're reporting and when and what's complete enough for HUD. They can track things that are not related to housing counseling in there, so they have to be able to opt what is a HUD eligible activity that they do want to report. So a lot of flexibility around that. We also try and make the reporting really transparent. So like you see what's missing, you see what HUD is going to say. We don't stop you, like we don't throw up a lot of red flag, similar to actually what they're saying earlier about like accepting and acknowledging red flags. We let you proceed, but we will tell you that HUD might not like it for these reasons. And so we sort of built out these completeness and validation alerts in a way that's not really obtrusive unless you're like super into getting everything super complete every time. It's very satisfying to some of our users actually to have those alerts to say that yes, your file is complete and we'll have no problems getting to HCS. So lastly, just overall, we're still learning. There's like so many different scenarios of how folks are working with intermediaries and how they're submitting or whether they want to hand enter, whether they want to submit directly. But it has been a pretty smooth process now that we are in our third HUD fiscal year and folks are reporting, stress-free 9902 reporting. So that's exciting for us to share. As for the reporting, we were asked to talk a little bit about our reporting capabilities. Reports are powered by the Salesforce reporting engine. So it's not going to be much different from that. But the upshot, if you're not working on Salesforce right now, is that anything you put in can get out in many different ways. And so that's important to know. We have a whole set of standard queries and standard reports and standard dashboards. You can either customize those, you can go rogue, create your own to your heart's content, depends on the organization. So I'll also add that you can kind of see your 9902 ahead of time. So if you want to see what that report will look like, you can log into HCS and like download it, as you all know, but you could kind of see it and double check it like one last time before you hit that submit button. Folks seem to like that. Lastly, we have a ton of information. May have hit the wrong thing. On our website, myhomekeeper.org is the only thing the last slide said. So we have a list of all the organizations that are using it. We have our full-on pricing. We have handouts at our table. We have a fit and readiness assessment. So if you're not sure if Homekeeper is going to be a fit, I don't think we're trying to conquer the industry, but we have sort of a checklist of what we think it takes to be a happy Homekeeper user. So you can bring that back to your subgrantees and see if there is a fit with the work that we do. We also have monthly just webinars that we do. So I will leave it at that. I look forward to sharing more information, and come talk to me or my colleague Brandon next door. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tiffany. Shauna, do we have a moment to take some questions? Yes? We're going to take a couple of questions from the audience before we move on to the next portion of our program. If you could come up to the microphone if you do have a question of one of our panelists, please. In the meantime, while we're bringing up an audience member, does anyone have any comments that they want to add to
Sure.
what they already said before?
Sure, so I just want to add two things for what we do. First thing, there's a soft phone in our system, which is free. It works really well. So, you know, the only thing you need to work with NACLinks is you need a computer and a scanner, and we will provide both. You have to pay the cost for that. The other thing is that with our system is that we don't outsource any of the work. So we have our in-house developers. So we're making changes all the time from the feedback that we get from our staff, and clearly if there's any other people that we're working with. So nothing is outsourced with us. Everything is in-house.
Cool. Anyone else have anything to add before we start taking questions?
I just want to add that my colleague Kevin Profit is in the room, and you all probably know him from the Counselor Max product, and he will be helping me field questions when we get over to the booth area.
All right. No, great, thank you. If you could tell us your name and your organization, and we'll field your question.
Russell Graves, CCBC out of Memora, New Jersey. I do a number of learning management systems. Do they have a way to import client data in from them, your systems?
I can tell you that with NeighborWorks Compass, we have a way, we have a feature called Dynamic Dispatch. And what it does is it allows you to enter in a service line relative to counseling and create that service line in the fields that you need and be able to upload the documents so your customer gets them in an auto email way. So with that feature, which is really a customizable feature, it's possible to do what you're asking.
Okay. Yeah, what I have is about, 90 people have taken the class over the quarter. Okay, and right now I can put them into a spreadsheet or whatever. Can I import that spreadsheet into your systems?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to import data into Salesforce and to import data out of Salesforce.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything to add on that question for their systems?
No, it's based on Salesforce. If you have an Excel spreadsheet, you can just save it as a CSV file, and any CSV file can be imported into Salesforce.
Okay.
Yep,
Great.
same thing.
Do we have any other questions for this panel? Yes. Sarah, come up to the mic.
I have to ask the question about the commenting on a question. We had to skip over a slide at the beginning, and I just wanted to make sure everybody knew these are not the only CMS systems out there by a long shot, and we are not, HUD is not endorsing any of them. Thank you. That's the slide I wanted. So please shop around. This was for information purposes. I do want to try to follow the sequence of events, I guess, on what's happening with both Counselor Max and HCO. So I was wondering, Donna, if you could just go step by step, or Paul, either one. So today I'm an HCO user. What can I expect? Maybe you could take it from there.
Okay, so this is answered in our frequently asked questions that are out on the website. But if you're a Counselor Max user, you can expect to be able to continue to use that tool for the foreseeable future. Once we launch in the spring of next year our new tool, you will have the opportunity to seamlessly transition directly to the new tool. If you're an HCO user and you have not yet selected a CMS tool, you need to evaluate and consider the benefits to going to LP and then LP to NeighborWorks Compass, because LP is a Salesforce-based product, and Salesforce to Salesforce is much easier than going from a tool not built on Salesforce to a tool built on Salesforce. I'm not positive I've answered Sarah's question, so maybe I need a little more clarity.
I came back, no, that was helpful, I think, and I realized that I had made a promise to Fannie Mae that I have to deliver on. So so if I'm an HCO user today, I'm going to be going to a Salesforce platform one way or the other. It's either going to be Launchpad today, or it could be the Counselor Max, which is not yet Salesforce, or it could be the new product when it's ready, or it could be any other product that I choose to go with. Fannie has been working very well with HUD recently on planning the retirement of HCO. And I need to say loud and clear here, and I need your help telling any organization you work with that uses Home Counselor Online. It is planning to be retired October 1st. Can I try again? They are planning to retire it October 1st. You will not be able to enter data October 31st. There are approximately 150 organizations who have used HCO at some point in HCO's history who have not indicated what they plan to do. There's a very now shorter and shorter window to make a choice from HCO to something else. But it's not messing around. And I know that's a lot of crunch on agencies, but I really had to reinforce that because it didn't come up otherwise. So again, HCO users will have to find something else well before October 1st, which means now. If they choose to go ultimately to a Salesforce platform, they can go to Launchpad, but Launchpad will eventually migrate to NeighborWorks. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. If they choose not to go to Launchpad, Salesforce, whatever, they've got lots of other choices that may meet their needs, but they need to decide very quickly. And if there are any questions or comments about it, I'll be next door for a little bit too. Happy to talk to you about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, we're going to move on to the next portion of our program, and that's going to consist of two parts. Next door, there are vendors, including, in addition to our presenters and their companies here today, we have Counselor Navigator, DMS Professional Suite, Empower, Impact Pro, and Outcome Tracker. And you can go next door, you can try out their systems, you could talk to them, and see if those systems and the ones we've just described fit your needs. In addition, we're going to bring back our HCS panel and HCAMS panel because we realize there are still additional questions from the audience that you may have. So you'll have a choice of going next door or staying here or bouncing back and forth between the two rooms. In the meantime, thank you to our panel today. This was very informative for us, and we really appreciate you coming out and giving us the opportunity to learn about your systems.
Thanks for setting it up, Jerry.